Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We've got some very exciting news to go over today for Star Citizen. As of a couple of minutes ago from when I am recording this, we just got the official announcement from CIG that the rumors that have been circulating around are true. The new experimental feature that was teased to be coming to the PTU this week is indeed VR support, native VR support for Star Citizen. There's a whole big document that they posted on all the stuff that it can do right now, the different settings that'll be put into the game with, I believe, the next PTU release. And so we're going to go through that, talk about some of the cool stuff that's going to bring into the game, and I'll just kind of share some of my thoughts on it. And I mean, all I can say is I'm very excited for it. I think it's definitely another step in the right direction of helping the immersion of the game and all that. So we're going to get straight into it. Let's take a look at this new Spectrum post on all the stuff for VR support. All right, so we're going to go over some sections of this post. We might not read through everything, but this is a post from Sylvan CIG. I believe he is the lead developer that has been kind of pushing to get VR support into the game natively. And of course, he's had help from other developers and a whole bunch of people that have helped out. But it's really exciting for them to get it in. So we're going to go ahead and go through this. We have, hi everyone. We're excited to introduce something a little different with Alpha 4.5. Early experimental VR support. As part of our commitment to innovation, we have always encouraged our developers to stay current and explore ideas that could open up new possibilities for Star Citizen. This VR implementation grew out of that exploration mindset, and a small group of passionate engineers took the initiative to experiment with VR on their own, and we are now ready to share the first steps of that work with you. This is not our full VR launch. When that day arrives, we will make plenty of noise about it. What we are rolling out today is an opportunity for some early hands-on time, very much in the spirit of open development, so you can jump in, see how things are shaping up, and help guide what comes next. Now, because this feature is highly experimental, not all gameplay or interfaces will behave as expected in VR mode. You should expect issues, missing functionality, or elements that simply do not render or interact correctly. This is normal for something at this stage, and we are looking forward to hearing your first impressions and anything that stands out to you. There's a lot more to do, but we're excited to have you along for the ride. So this is, again, an early experimental VR support implementation, although there does seem to be, as we'll show in a minute here, there are some pretty interesting features and different settings and tweaks that you'll be able to make that it seems like it is fairly fleshed out, but there'll be lots of probably bugs to fix and different things like that. So let's get into talking about some of the key features of how you'll be able to present the game in your VR headset if you're going to be using that. So there's three key features here that they mentioned. So the first is VR anywhere, anytime. Experience the entire Star Citizen universe in virtual reality, from the main menu to FPS gameplay to flying your ship and everything in between. They'll also have a VR theater mode. This is a toggle between full VR and theater mode at any time, giving you the best of both worlds. Theater mode projects a virtual screen in your headset with full game compatibility using the standard desktop pipeline. Love flying in VR but prefer traditional controls for FPS? Just press a button to instantly switch between full immersion and theater mode, complete with head tracking support. Theater mode mirrors your desktop resolution, so you can even play in ultra widescreen in VR without ever removing your headset. And then we also have VR dynamic switch. Let the engine handle the VR switch automatically. Whenever you put on the headset, VR will be enabled on its own. If you take it off, you're back in desktop mode. Note that not all headsets support this at the moment. I think this is some pretty cool features to have right out of the gate. I don't have a ton of experience personally with PC VR, but I will be trying this. I do have a MetaQuest 3 that I'm going to be trying to get working with this pretty soon here. And I do feel like at least FPS would probably feel a little bit weird to me. Like when I've played certain like other FPS games in VR, it always feels a little bit weird. So being able to switch to that theater mode, or if you have that dynamic switch option turned on, you can just pop off the headset and then you're back on your main monitor to play an FPS. Then you pop that back on for when you're flying your ship. I think that might be the best way to balance it. I'll have to try it, of course, see how it feels. Maybe it feels a lot better FPS wise to play with with the full VR experience, but we'll have to see. But I am glad that they are giving some different options for that, so that you can customize it to how you prefer to play in that way. So then they go through a whole section of getting started. Now, we're not going to read every single little thing here, but we will go through kind of the general outline of what they mention here. So they say, make sure you are running the game using the Vulkan renderer first. Starting with Alpha 4.5, this should be the default, and the DirectX 11 renderer is not currently supported. So then simply connect your VR headset and ensure your preferred OpenXR runtime is set as active. Star Citizen will automatically detect your headset and initialize the engine for it. If a headset was detected, VR options will automatically appear in Settings under Comms, VoIP, VR, and Head Tracking section, and then all you have to do is turn it on there. When troubleshooting, if the VR options do not appear, check your game log file and search for OpenXR to identify any initialization errors. And then there's a couple of default key bindings they list. Just the toggle to VR on and off is your / on your numpad. The theater mode toggle is left alt and 5 on your numpad, and recenter view is just numpad 5. And of course, if you want, you can rebind those to like a Steam Deck or your joysticks or something like that if you play with that. Then there's also some other VR specific settings that will show up when you have that headset connected. We won't read through everything here, but they'll just be, again, the VR enabled option, VR theater mode, the theater mode scale and distance, the VR automatic switching, VR interpupillary distance, your IPD scale, the VR show console, the monitor mirror code, and the actor control mode. And then the other thing I'll mention is they did say there's additionally some whitelisted advanced settings that can be changed via the console. They said they don't recommend changing them, but you are free to experiment with them. Looks like it's some stuff to do with head tracking. It says offset position for your rotation. So some different things like that. Or the actor shake effect. So some different stuff to, I guess that would be with your actor's perspective in the ship seat or something like that. That could kind of make things, if it gets messed up, that could that could make it feel really, really weird. So those ones are technically changeable via the console, but it's a little bit more risky, and I probably won't be messing with those settings because I don't know everything I'm doing with that. So, but if you want to do that, those settings are available there for you to mess around with. Now, of course, VR usually adds an additional performance complication to your PC. They do mention that here. They say enabling VR will impose an additional performance impact depending on your machine's hardware capabilities. Performance may suffer without adequate VRAM or a current generation GPU and CPU. Our recommendations are to enable upscaling the TSR, FSR, or DLSS for substantial performance improvements, and then ensure your system meets or exceeds the recommended VR specifications, and you'll want to monitor your VRAM usage and adjust the settings accordingly. So that's the main stuff here. There are some known issues and some bug reporting stuff. I think there's going to be a specific section under the issue council for reporting. They say use the experimental VR category. So they can specifically see those are for VR related issues. But I'm sure there will be a lot of bug fixes. Probably, I'd say there might be some bug fixes that we get before the 4.5 goes live, and then I'm sure in upcoming patches there'll be additional features added and bugs fixed. They do mention here, lastly, the looking forward section is our immediate focus is polishing the current implementation and resolving existing issues, but once that's stable, we're going to explore exciting additions like motion controller support, full body tracking, and face and eye tracking integration. So overall, pretty big announcement for people that are VR enthusiasts. I know there's been like a small VR community for SC for a while that had, I think you could technically kind of get it working with some weird trickery and stuff, but I think a couple months ago when there was some changes they had to make for Easy Anti-Cheat, I think it kind of removed any way to use VR in SC temporarily. So now that we got this, you have a native way to use it. It should hopefully just be better in general and just perform better, and you have some more customization for how you want different HUD elements to show up and all that sort of good stuff. So I'm really looking forward to trying it out on the meta and see how it works. Like I said, I don't have a ton of experience with PC VR, so I'm excited to see how it changes the perspective of Star Citizen. I've already heard some pretty cool stuff that it makes the game feel that much more immersive and cool, and just everything's so well detailed and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really excited to try it out. And if you're excited to try it out, make sure to let me know what you think down in the comments. Are you going to be, dusting off your VR headset, or are you going to be picking one up to do this? Let me know what you think. But that's going to do it for this video, going over the latest news that we are going to be getting official VR support in Star Citizen Alpha 4.5. I'm expecting the patch to go live probably next week, probably around Thursday, maybe Friday next week, kind of before CAG goes on their Christmas break and all that. So we got, another week or so of testing. I have been, even though I haven't made videos for a little bit, I have been doing a lot of engineering testing, and there's some good stuff and some bad stuff. So I'm hoping to make some more content on that. Maybe after the latest patch today, we'll see what further balance changes they make, as they're changing the numbers like every patch. But if you want to see some of those updates as we get closer to 4.5 going live, then feel free to get subscribed to the channel. I'm looking to get back into the rhythm of getting updates out to y'all regularly. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like on it, and let me know your thoughts on the VR stuff or any other stuff with engineering. I hope you enjoyed this video, though. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the verse.